Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this edition of the Bali series, um, where I'm sharing this beautiful experience that happened a few years ago and the mystical, magical events. And I'm also sharing this with my soul brother, Harrison Meager, who will be leading a guided meditation at the end of this podcast. So stay tuned for that. Mm. This is part of a archetypal series that actually activated and awakened what I call the solar feminine archetypes for the age of light. And years earlier, the lunar archetypes were activated, which opened up the divine feminine energies, right? The light body warrior, which activated the quantum mind, the divine alchemist, which activated the alchemal heart, the creatrix, which activated the manifesting womb space, and then the high priestess, which activated the feminine crown. And they went in that order, and they had to go in that order and to do the shadow work, the healing, the wounds that went with each one. That we are multidimensional healers with that alchemal heart space, right? And that allows for ancestral healing, for generational healing. And the light body warrior has to be activated first, which allows for discernment, energetic discernment. And if you're interested in learning more about these archetypes, the lunar archetypes, there are self-guided courses that I have available in the Lit from Within Mystery School. So if you're feeling called, please check those out as you can dive deeper into any of these archetypes that are ready to be awakened and activated within you. And then the creatrix, right? The creatrix manifesting womb space activates our spiritual gifts, our psychic gifts, our intuitive knowings, and those witch wounds that dampen that dim that shut that down before we can move to the high priestess, which is really our own inner spiritual authority. It's our own inner guidance and trusting that. And it comes from a place of leadership, knowing that we may be the leader in our friend group or in our community or in our family that is the sparkly unicorn, right? That does things a little different, that sees through a different lens, the heart-centered lens, the lens that has worked on the healing of not only maybe traumas or experiences that you've been through in this lifetime, but also ancestral, maybe multiple lifetimes, and sees this sees purpose for why you're here, right? And the intention for this earth. A lot of the times, sparkly unicorns or the star seeds may not feel like they belong. They feel like they don't fit in. They feel like they always stood out in some way that didn't feel like a community or supported. But that could be that, you're just here to build a new earth, right? That this earth may feel harsh, but you're also here to birth a new one. And you will find your tribe. You do find your tribe the more authentically you stand in your light, the more authentically you speak your truth, the more authentically you are yourself. And that's where you find your people, your soul family, your tribe. So as that feminine, lunar archetypes are activated, then the masculine archetypes are awakened, right? The feminine has to be the container to hold the masculine, because they come on a lot stronger and a lot harsher, activating the abandonment wound, the rejection wound, the worthiness wound. And yeah, so the first one that gets activated by the high priestess is the Dakini, right? As we travel down from the head to the heart, the womb to the feminine crown, we hit that root center, that earth star chakras. We tap in from all these lunar, watery energies into the balance of the fire. We have to have that fire. So that fire energy that comes from our deep rooted Kundalini energy, serpentine priestess energy, is what I like to refer to as like the Dakini archetype. It may also be like the Tantrika, it may be the serpentine priestess, but it's the one that gets in touch with that fire, that creative sexual fire energy, that life force energy that's been dormant at the base of the spine, that has not felt open enough to receive into that fire. You may have been in that doing mode for so long, or in charge of everything, or having to be in control of everything, that there hasn't been space to truly feel safe enough to open and receive, to feel safe, supported, held, protected, in order to receive. As a therapist for almost 2 decades, that's been my role, my job, to make others feel safe, supported, held, protected. It's a very masculine energy, but being constantly in that, I wasn't always allowing myself that space to open and receive fully into that creatrix energy, into that fire energy, in order to bring out that dormant Kundalini energy. And so in Bali, this was really apparent, as these solar archetype energies came up, as the Dakini, the holy rebel, the siren, the oracle, and the divine mirror. Those are what I call the solar archetypes for the age of light. And I met with the Balinese shaman when I was there, who was this most beautiful soul, who told me my boat was stuck. My boat was stuck, that I had a boat, and in this boat I had everything I needed, but my boat was on land. It was not in the water. And I needed to figure out what would make my boat float, what would make my boat be unstuck. And this became the intention why I was in Bali, and really figuring out why it was so stuck and why things felt so dry, that it was basically landlocked, right? It couldn't move. It couldn't move up. That Kundalini fire was not, and water were not in balance. And it was this place of figuring out what made me come alive, right? What was truly nourishing me. And it was the food, with such organic, delicious, connected to the body, to the earth, to the roots, right? Full of life source energy, full of color. And the colors of the flora and fauna that were all around were so incredibly beautiful. It was the first awareness of what really makes me come alive. And as a Taurus, maybe that's just more of those earthy, sensual energies, but it was the color, it was the life force energy of the food, the flowers, of the smells. We worked a lot with lotus, with blue lotus, and we stayed at this really beautiful house in the sacred retreat that had all types of different lotuses, white and pink and purple and blue, and to really work with the different colors of the lotus was so nourishing. And there was these really beautiful springs, right? Just allowing the body to sit and soak in Mother Earth's natural waters, which Mother Earth I call me, M period, E period, right? She's a reflection. She's a sacred reflection of the self. Her sacred waters match your own sacred waters. Her fires are your fires. Her veins are your veins. That crystalline, her crystal veins are your crystalline veins. Her cycles are your cycles. So she is this me representation, and sitting in her sacred waters created just this deep awareness of the intelligence through these sacred waters, the healing medicine of these sacred waters, and what was separated, right? I live in Iowa. We don't have the ocean. We don't have those ocean energies and frequencies, and unless, visualizing or vacationing or taking, amazing retreats. And if you are interested in exploring these archetypes through retreat energy, please make sure you check out my website. I am litfromwithin.com for the most recent offerings of retreats. So being able to tap into these sacred waters really allowed me to unstick my boat. And when I came to an end of this retreat, I stayed another week. And at the place I was staying, there were these dragon boats, and we could see these dragon boats, and dragons and mermaids were sacred symbology all over Bali, especially at the temples and the water temples, right? They were there. But at this particular hotel that I was staying at, solo, afterwards, there was this boat, and it had 6 priestesses in it, and it represented the 6 directions. And I was so fascinated by this because dragoness, priestesses, high priestesses were called dragonesses because they were an embodiment of cosmic and light. They were embodiment of cosmic and earth. They were this Dakini energy, and Dakini means sky dancer. It means being able to tap into the wisdom and the enlightenment of the ethereal, of the cosmic, and bringing that down to earth through the sacred fires, right, to Mother Earth, being able to be a literal heaven on earth, cosmic on earth vessel, right, bringing that wisdom down, connecting into those creative sexual fires to bring into fruition whatever you are connecting into. But these 6 directions made so much sense in my heart, especially seeing this as a boat and as a dragon boat, right? And tapping into that dragoness energy, where not only is there cosmic above and earth below, there is also the feminine to the left and the masculine to the right. And then we also have past behind at the back, right? And then the future at the front, at the heart. So as we bring this all together in this one location, right? It is our heart center, our higher heart, our heart center, where all this comes together as one, where we are this beautiful cosmic star. And the 6 priestesses on the boat, on the dragoness boat, was representing knowing all those 6 directions and being in alignment with all of them. You might even just feel that through this, your own like Shiro's journey or hero's journey, where what's been activated and what's been awakened and what is now aligned. Right? We have to align through these different centers and really to feel this fullness and wholeness of who we are. And also keep this in a grounded, connected space. So not only bringing up the Kundalini, Dakini, serpentine priestess energy up through our vessel, but also that cosmic wisdom from above in order to allow it to be a purpose, right? And we are the vessel that brings this cosmic awareness, this Christos, Sophia wisdom, this divine enlightenment through, but we have to have our own grounded vessel in order to be that channel. So, yes, magical, mystical experiences in Bali that really shined a light on unsticking my boat. So I invite you to find a comfortable place to finish out this podcast with Harrison and his guided meditation to connect into that root life source energy, right? To connect into your Dakini energy, into Mother Earth's energy, and allow yourself just to notice that and feel that in the body with the connection of both crowns, above and below, the energies above and below, and all through you, through this next part of the experience. Thank you so much, beautiful beings. And with light, here's Harrison.
Welcome back, beautiful heart, to another meditation and guided journey. Today's intention is a root chakra activation for deep earth grounding, stability, and the natural energy flow upwards. Get comfortable, get connected, and let us begin. Closing your beautiful eyes, if they're not closed already, and continuing to drop into your comfortable position, letting your body be supported, letting your eyes become heavier and heavier, your breath slowing through your nose, your belly and your chest, and finding even 1% more calmness, more restfulness, more ease as we begin to reconnect with your root, with your base, the area in your body, in your system that holds up so much, that supports so much. So with your awareness in this space, with your awareness dropping deeper into your root center, your base center, we will do a couple of rounds here of loving, intentional breath to begin to open and ground into your root chakra, into your root center. So slowly with me, inhaling for 4, 3, 2, and 1, holding at the top and exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, inhaling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding at the top and exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more round. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding at the top and exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back into a normal breathing rhythm and feeling the weight of your body, the weight of your physical vessel start to drop downward, like gravity is gently pulling you into deeper support. Into deeper softening. As we connect with our body that is sinking, with our body that is softening, with our body that is allowing itself to be supported, we connect now to the earth beneath us. See, sense, and feel your body starting to easefully sink into the earth, sink and settle and shift downward like sand, slowly shifting into the earth like sand, rippling downward. Feel this rippling energy moving down your entire physical body, your hips, your legs, your upper body, your chest, your upper back, your lower back, shifting, softening, moving downward through your body into the earth. Breathing in and breathing out, shifting more. And one more, breathing in. And breathing out, shifting more. As you now bring more specific awareness to the base of your spine, back to this root center. And now we tune in to the roots of energy, the roots of chi, the roots of prana, flowing from your base chakra, your root chakra, down into the earth itself. See, sense and feel these roots extending into the earth. Slowly, steadily, moving deeper with each of your conscious, loving breaths. Each breath taking any tension, any fear, any scarcity. Each breath taking these aspects from your being, from your root, down into the earth, to be loved, to be transformed, to be released. To support you, to stabilize you. And allowing this connection between your root, your base chakra, to deepen. Breathing in. Breathing out, expanding your roots. Breathing in. And breathing out, expanding your roots. It is here that we can now consciously, intentionally shift the flow of energy, the flow that was moving from our root chakra into the earth. We now shift it to receive, to draw energy, draw life force, draw nourishing, supporting, stabilizing energy from the earth into your body. So as we inhale, I invite you to imagine this energy rising up through your roots into your chakra and into your vessel. And as we exhale, this energy settles into your lower body. So breathing in, having the energy rise. And breathing out, having it settle. Going again, breathing in, having the energy rise. And out, settling. Feeling this energy from the earth, this support, this stability, this safety, moving through your hips, your legs, your core, and absorbing all of it, because you are worthy, you are loved. You never needed to do anything for it except accept it, except to receive it. Breathing in once more. And out. This energy that we have cultivated, that is finding a home back in your base, back in your root chakra. We now continue to consciously direct and choose to now allow it to naturally move up. Naturally, with a lot of ease, stability and support. Allow it to rise higher. To rise from our root, from our base chakra, up, up through the spine, up to the chest and shoulders, up to the head, the forehead, the top of the crown, knowing that you are supported, you are safe, and there is no pressure or forcing here. There is just a natural flow like water. Like water moving through a tree. So once more we can inhale to rise and exhale to ground and integrate. Inhale, rising. Exhale, ground and integrate. Inhale, rising. Exhale, ground and integrate. Inhale, rising. Exhale, ground and integrate. Staying with this rhythm for a couple more cycles of your own rhythm, knowing that everything is balanced. Everything is effortless. As you release all control of your breath and allow it to move on its own, feeling your whole body rooted, feeling your whole body alive with support. Feeling your whole body grounded and stable. There was never anything missing. And as always, all that was needed was your conscious choice, your conscious awareness to reconnect, to remember, to realign.